Imagine knowing where big $10 million orders are coming in so you can piggyback with them and make money with them. You've heard the saying, put your money where your mouth is. And in this video, I'm gonna show you exactly what tools you need so you can follow the big hedge funds and whales and follow their trades and make money with them. Now, before I dive in and show you exactly how all this works, you guys still need to get one of my videos to 100 likes. So go ahead, like any of my videos, get it to 100 likes, and I will sit down and I will share with you the video I made that is 1 hour long that talks about exactly what I do on a day-to-day basis that allows me to make 30 to 50,000 per month trading 1 hour a day. It's broken down in detail and you guys will get access to it as soon as one of my videos gets to 100 likes. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right in to finding big institutional whales and follow their trades. Options flow. This is something you guys all need to have in your toolbox if you're actively trading. And I've talked about this on multiple occasions. If you stare at options flow long enough, you'll be able to see where unusual activity is taking place so you guys can take advantage of it. All right. So let me go ahead and explain what we saw with NVIDIA, how we were able to catch such a strong upside and see this move before it actually took place. All right. So this is the options flow activity on NVIDIA. All right. And if we take a look here, you can see that on actually starting on December 23rd here, right? What's happening? We start seeing huge options flow, around 2 million. We have, a bunch of $1 million calls coming in here, even more down here, a bunch of them pouring in here, all at around December 23rd. December 23rd is right here on this candle, right? Now, as this is kind of happening, the stock is still, under moving average. It's still in a downtrend, but you're seeing a lot of this options activity come in. Now, where this gets interesting is as this pulls back on the days to come, which is being dictated right here on December 27th, you can see even more options flow come in, right? 2 million, 1.3 million, another 2 million here, 2.5, 2.6, all these going after the 240s for a very short date expiry, and they're expecting a move upwards. These are aggressive moves with short-term expiries. On December 23rd, these guys were going after 5 days out expiry. They're expecting huge moves to come in the short term. Now, the December 27th calls, they were all taking place right here on this candle right here, right? So as this is pulling back, we're seeing significant buying calls activity coming in. All right. Now, where do you get involved as a trader? Well, you have a few options here, right? You have this cup and handle that's forming, right? And you had call activity come in. You have a cup and handle that forms here. This right here on this day is your entry to go long, right? Now, since these guys bought all this call activity, the stock moved 12% from their entries. So you could just imagine how much money they actually made on those option contracts. Now, let's dive in on how you can also start identifying these things, right? What tools do you use? How can you get your filters to show you these things? And how can you follow along with such big orders to take advantage of these big moves? So you have a few tools that you can actually use to see some of these movements, all right? It doesn't matter to me which you choose. This is not a promotional video. I really don't care if you choose Cheddar Flow, Trading Ticks, or Unusual Whales. It has no, it doesn't do anything for me. So you guys can choose whichever you like. I use Unusual Whales. They've given me a promo code to share with you guys that gives you a 20% off discount, but you're more than welcome to use any of the other ones. I just think Unusual Whales is more user-friendly. Plus, it's one of the cheapest ones out of all of them. But again, do your due diligence, find what works best for you, and choose a software that you like. It has zero input on me whether you choose any of these or not. So that's just a disclaimer. So again, Unusual Whales, Trading Ticks, or Cheddar Flow are probably the best ones out there that you can use. I'm using Unusual Whales, and I'll share with you guys the filters that I use. Okay, so in order for you guys to see these big, massive orders, you can see, I've already filtered for NVIDIA for this research purposes, but you can adjust it to your liking, right? So I have a filter here that says I'm looking for stocks, ETFs, ADRs, and I want to see ask side only. Okay, why? Well, because ask side shows us aggression. If someone is hitting the ask consistently, they're showing aggression to try to get into that contract. All right. I'm looking for calls and puts. I want the premium to be at least above 500,000. This is one of my filters for above 500,000. I'll show you the other one as well. And I want days till expiry within 60 days. Why? Because that shows direction. That shows aggression. That shows, they're not looking to buy leaps. They're in fact looking for something that'll happen at least within the next 2 months. And I'm only looking for single legs. I'm not here to look for strangles, spreads, anything like that. I want clear directional moves and I want to be able to see them. And I want to see out of the money only for this specific filter. Why? Because out of the money shows that they're looking for an out of the money move, that they're expecting the stock to move towards that at least. In my opinion, and that's really the filter settings that I'm looking for. And I leave this on my screen all day long. Now, what that's going to do is as big orders come in, I can go up and look at this, right? Like IWM for the last few days has actually been getting hammered with puts, right? 2.9, 890, 570, 1.4, 1.4. They're getting hit pretty aggressively starting, from January 7th and 8th, and I started seeing these come in. So this is something that you can keep on your chart, keep on your monitor. And as you see big orders come in, you can just jump over on the charts and see if the thesis still aligns, right? You still need a technical reason to get involved, but this kind of brings your attention to certain stocks that are being aggressively bought, in this case Meta, or aggressively sold, in case of Kava or CVNA, right? 2.09, right? So this filter alone brings you up to 500K and above in premium at the ask, looking for short-term directional move. All right. Now I have another filter. This filter right here is a little bit more broad, but I want to see how, in this filter, I want to see how, order flow is coming in, right? With this filter, I'm looking at stocks, ETFs, ADRs. Again, I'm looking at the ask, calls and puts. This one is above 30,000 in premium. Again, 60 days out. Because I'm actively day trading, guys, I'm not really interested in who's buying leaps. That's the simple fact. I'm really just looking for stocks or option positions that are being opened within 60 days. And I look at this, sometimes I catch a few that are like, 250,000 that don't show up in the other filter, but will show up on this filter, like 389. This is also going to bring attention to the stock, right? So I have my one monitor. It's got both these filters on it, and I'm able to kind of track these as they happen. Now, another thing that is wonderful about having an options flow tool, which I think most of them will give you access to, is insider trading. In fact, I think actually Unusual Whales does this. I'm not sure about the other ones. I can't speak on that, but this is insider trades, right? So you can come here, you can filter director, 10% owner only, and you can say, you're only looking for purchases. So this will go through and tell you, how much of that specific stock or company the person has bought or sold. Let me move this up here out of the way. So in this example, we could look for a significant amount, right? Like Zyme, right? Someone bought, 2.37 million of the stock on January 2nd. And then in that case, we can go ahead, we can pop up the chart, look at Zyme, and see what's going on, right? So this is pulling back. Somebody is coming in here and buying a lot of that stock. This is something to kind of bring your eyes to attention to what's going on, right? Let's see. So this one right here, Fund, George Whitney, right? He bought 2.27 million worth of it. So let's look at Fund, right? Sitting at around 7 and pretty low on the chart, pretty consistent support area for this name right here at around that $720 area, right? So this is how you should do your due diligence, kind of obviously a little bit more in depth if you're going to swing this on a share perspective, but at least it brings stocks and moves to your attention, right? You can look at these things and see what's going on so you can kind of make an informed decision. Again, you have all the filters here. You can even filter by amount, premiums, day till earnings, and all that stuff. The idea of this video wasn't to show you about insider trading, but more so how to come up with, these big moves that are taking place in the market and how you can actually kind of take advantage and look at them and follow along. Okay. So again, filters, I gave you guys the settings here. I gave you guys the tools I use and how I kind of put that together in looking for a chart setup to enter the trade. It's not just about options flow, guys. You guys need to look at the options, how aggressive they are, what the expiry date is, and then put that on the chart. See if you see a technical. If you have options flow as well as technicals, then you have two things going in your favor, and that's where you can start investing and getting into that trade. I just showed you guys how you can follow these big whales and make money with them. And in my one-on-one coaching mentorship program, where I work with you personally one-on-one, not only will we talk about that, but we'll talk about the strategies and techniques that I use on a day-to-day basis that helps me make $50,000 per month. And you too can do the exact same thing in under 1 hour of trading per day. So click the link down below, see if you qualify to work with me one-on-one. If you do, I'll personally reach out and get you set up so we can discuss your future. And if you're not ready for a one-on-one mentorship, no problem at all. Click this video right here, watch this free training so it can make you a better trader.